Today we will discover another perfume house, which is a niche perfume house called Essential Parfums or Essential Parfums Paris. And this is the discovery set, which I have tested out to tell you which ones I like, which ones I do not like. But what I like about the perfume house, or the discovery set at least, is that they tell you which perfumer did what perfume right here, also with the faces of them, which I think is so nice, because a lot of times we just wear a perfume and we have no idea about who created it and what he or she thought of when creating it. And yeah, I'm just very interested in things like that. So this is what the discovery set looks like. Let's jump into the review. So this is the packaging. It is quite big, but very simply made, I'd say. And when you open it up, it looks like so. So on here, it just says what Essential means. And then right down here, it just tells you the name of the perfume and the perfumer. And then it also tells you, for example, Nice Bergamot is 92% natural and so on. But there are no notes listed, no imagery, nothing like that. It's not telling me a lot of things. On the back, it tells you, we founded Essential Parfums with a rebellious spirit to offer haute perfumery at an accessible price by giving carte blanche to the best perfumers in the world to create without constraint, sourcing the finest natural and sustainable ingredients, all wrapped in an eco-friendly packaging, as we are mindful of the environmental impact of our products and we believe sustainable beauty is essential. I like the thought. I love to hear that the perfumers were free to do whatever they wanted to. Some perfumers, I think, didn't really come up with very new ideas, but took maybe something that I knew would work and would sell. But that's just my humble opinion. Let's start, because we have quite a few perfumes. Let's start with Nice Bergamot by Antoine Maisondieu. Nice Bergamot is a nice bergamot. It is nice. It's a sweet bergamot with some jasmine in the base. The dry down is quite woodsy and slightly musky and gets a little bit creamy. So it is a very beautiful perfume. I think a lot of people will like. I think it is especially nice on men for spring and summer. It's something that will cool you down and make you feel fresh again. It's very refreshing and cooling, but it's not just bergamot, because it has some floral aspects to it. It has this creaminess to it and some woodsiness. So I do like it. You know what? I'm going to look up what each of the perfumer did. Okay, I now looked it up, and Antoine did a lot of perfumes. I wanted to know if the perfumer did Bergamot 22 by Le Labo, because it does remind me of it, and the perfumer did not. However, I think it is quite similar to Bergamot 22, which is very expensive. So if you want something in the same realm, test out Nice Bergamot. Next up, we have Rose Magnetic by Sophie Labbe, and this one was so nostalgic to me because it reminded me so much of my beloved Stella perfume, which I wore in 2000 and maybe 10, 11, something like that. I had a bottle and I love the perfume, which is so funny because, again, as I've said before, 10 years ago I wore perfumes that were really ladylike and classy and elegant, and nowadays I smell them like, wow, this is very classy and elegant, and I don't know if I can pull it off, if you know what I mean. And back then I was like, yeah, that's my type of scent. It's so funny because it's very, as I said, classy and ladylike. But it is straight up rose. Rose is the theme of this perfume, but it is not a very vintagey smelling rose. It's just not. Nowadays you have roses mixed with a lot of fruits, which makes it very playful and modern. And this one is very classic, but very airy and not, I don't know, not too syrupy or something like that. It's just very fresh and clean, a clean rose, if that makes sense. It's not sweet. There's no like heavy vanilla in it or something like that, but it has the slight fruitiness to it. But I think there's lychee in it, and it's perfect because lychee is not something extremely sweet. It has this sourness to it, which you definitely get in here because it has this sour aspect to it, still fruity, but not sickly sweet. Definitely because of the rose and the lychee, it has a reminiscence to Delina, but not very much. I just think if you like Delina and maybe you want something less sweet and something more classy and fresh, this is very nice. The next one in the discovery set is Mon Vetiver by Bruno Jovanovic. And this is a very interesting scent. I immediately thought of my husband because he loves the note of vetiver. But this is so interesting. This is very complex. A lot of those scents are quite easy to understand. This one is very complex. On my skin it developed to here and then to there and then it changed again. And at first I smell a spa in a bottle. Like maybe I'm at a spa, I'm getting a massage, someone is like oiling me up or something like that because it has this creaminess to it, almost like more like a body lotion or body butter is used rather than a body oil. But it smells of all those herbs and oils that they tend to use in spas when you get a massage. And then there's this very smooth, creamy vetiver in the base. And vetiver is a note that is either this or that. It can be very creamy and elegant and light and almost fresh, or it can get extremely earthy and almost like dirty smelling, like wet forest. And this one is the nice, fresh, clean vetiver. I love it. Also, I get a minty feeling. It has this cooling effect. So they are all the herbs from all of the oils, and then maybe there's like herb garden with some fresh mint in it. It's so nice. I do not know if it leans a little bit too masculine for me to wear it, but this is definitely one that I will get my husband. He loves, it's called Vetiver Extraordinaire by Frédéric Malle. And I love this one on him so much. The only thing is, it is so pricey and it does not last on his skin at all. Maybe like 1 hour and then it's gone. And this one, at least he could overspray and it wouldn't be the end of the world, if you know what I mean. One more thing about the Mon Vetiver, in the base, I almost get a citrus aspect, as if there was some bergamot or some orange in the back, which is nice because a lot of times citruses are in the front. Like you can smell them for maybe 5 minutes and then they tend to be gone. But this one comes for me in the dry down, which is so nice. Then we have Orange X Santal by Nathalie Gracia-Seto, which is a perfumer I do tend to enjoy perfumes of. Okay, let's spray Orange X Santal. This was very interesting because in the top, like right away, you get an orange and you get a sandalwood. And like not the very creamy sandalwood, more the woodsy, almost spicy sandalwood, which makes it a spicy orange, which I think is such a nice idea. Orange typically is used in more summery scents, and because it is leaning a little bit spicy. It is something that reminds me a little bit of fall or even winter, Christmas time. Because it does smell like oranges, but then again it has this mandarin aspect about it. And in Germany at least, we eat a lot of mandarins during the Christmas season. It has some reminiscence to Orange Soleil, which is one of my absolute favorite perfumes ever. And also Orange Sanguine by Atelier Cologne. So it's very realistic smelling. It does not have any syntheticness to it. Not too complex. And the spiciness goes away, and then you just have this subtle orange perfume left, which I think is beautiful because I love my orange perfumes to get me in a happy mood, or if I have a headache or even a migraine, I spray orange perfumes, and for some reason it always helps me. I almost get sick when I smell anything at all, but if I smell oranges like straight up like this, it just helps. I don't know, and maybe this is my orange scent for the cooler months. Let me know if you know any orange scents that are more leaning towards fall and winter time, so that I have my oranges all year round. Okay, then on to the most popular one, I think, which is called Divine Vanille by Olivier Pecheux. Sadly, he passed away not too long ago, so rest in peace, and thank you for all your beautiful creations, which one of them is this one right here. So Divine Vanille is absolutely yummy and beautiful, and almost exactly the same as Harriet by Parfums de Mali, which is a perfume he created. It's a little bit more unisex in my opinion. Harriet on my skin leans masculine. Yeah, it's not really unisex on my skin. It does lean typically masculine and has this sharpness to it. And on my skin, Divine Vanille has something a little bit more smooth and creamy, so that it is slightly more unisex. Also, if you look at the price difference, it is crazy. But if you do not know Harriet, it is a tobacco forward scent. It's tobacco with vanilla and some booze, and you can definitely smell the booze. A lot of people say Harriet and scents similar to that are smelling like apple pie and like dessert, like a fresh apple dessert. And you know what? I think because a lot of people say that I was smelling it, but actually I do not detect any fruit. It smells just really like a gourmand type of booze, if you know what I mean, with some fresh tobacco next to it. It's very special. It's very special, and all of the perfumes that have the DNA are very good smelling to me. But I just don't know if I smell apple pie. But I am on the hunt for a apple pie perfume. So if you know any that really smell like apple pie, let me know, because I've tried Ouarjan, Harriet, Ambrenarile. Next up we have the Musc by Calice Becker. And this one is funny because I've just reviewed Alice Brooklyn, which has a perfume called Myth, and it is a very clean and fresh, clean laundry type of musk. And this one is also a very beautiful, clean musk, but leans in another direction. You know, there are so many types of laundry detergent. We all know what I mean when I say it smells of clean laundry, but two laundry detergents can smell so different from each other. So I would say think about two laundry detergents, and one smells like white musk or the Myth, one from Alice Brooklyn, and this one is just in the same family, but still very different, if you know what I mean. It is still beautiful and clean, very fresh, but also with no harshness. It's very smooth, it's an easy grab, and I detect some maybe white flowers. Yeah, I think some white flowers, but the ones that are very creamy, maybe like a very creamy, elegant jasmine in the background, something like that. I think the other one is more of an easy grab, even more. This one is a little bit more elegant because of the flowers in it that I detect, at least. I don't know if there are any florals in here, but still, if you like those fresh, clean laundry types of scents, this is it. Then we have Bois Imperial by Canton Biche, and this is a woody scent, as the name suggests. And here we go again with a scent that I've smelled before. Almost. So this is the little brother of Ganymede to me, and I think he was the perfumer for Ganymede as well. So this is all over the place. It's very exciting and it's summery and fresh, and it has something synthetic and like a metal, almost medicinal. Then again, it has some deepness and something sexy. Also, there is some woodiness in here. I would not wear this one. This one leans too woody and spicy for me to wear it, but I could see it on my husband. And if you want an everyday scent, something you can wear all year round that smells very special and not like something you smell every day, try this one out because it is very special. I've never smelled something like that before, except for Ganymede, which when I smelled Ganymede for the first time, I was very blown away because I did not know what I smelled, because I smelled so many things at once, and you can smell it from the top note on, like from the first second you spray it on, you're like, boom, what is this? So it gets me excited. It gets me very excited, and I think it's very beautiful. Oh, and because someone asked me, the performance on all of the perfumes until now were okay or good, except for Divine Vanille, which has very good longevity and sillage. All of the other ones are a little bit more natural smelling, and maybe that's the reason why they are more subdued and do not have the strongest sillage and do not scream at you. This one, however, is almost beast mode. It's very strong. The performance is strong, the sillage is strong, the longevity is strong. Everything's quite strong. Still nothing that I get a headache from. There are certain scents like Oud for Greatness, which I can appreciate, but if you spray more than one spray, I will get a headache immediately. This one, not so much. The last perfume we are going to discover together is Fig Infusion by Nathalie Lawson, also a perfumer I tend to love the perfumes from, but sadly, this is my least favorite from all of the perfumes I tried out today. On my test strip, it is okay. On my skin, however, I do not like it. There is this sharpness to it, which immediately is just too much for me. And this is a prominent fig perfume, which is a note that is quite tricky, I think. It can be very creamy and beautiful, or it can lean a little bit sharp and too much. And to me, this almost has a bitterness to it, like a very green fig, maybe as if you would eat the fig when it is not ripe. Like the feeling on your tongue, if you know what I mean, is what I get. And then it is mixed with a sandalwood, and sandalwood can be one of my favorite notes, or it can be one of my least favorite notes, depending on how they do it. And in here, the combination is just too much, too strong. and I do not like it. It is just very sharp on me. The performance, however, is wow, it's very good overall. For all of the perfumes from, let's say, Essential Parfums, I hope you liked the video. Let me know if you've tried any of the perfumes from this house before. Which one do you like the most? Which one do you like the least? And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.